personality to share a lot of thoughts there. So we've got just a little bit of a ceremony. You can do these retirement ceremonies many different ways. Some guys are up there. I just had another friend retire from aviation. We were up at the hangars up there in Madison with his formal uniform on and a Black Hawk in the background because he's a big aviator. I've seen all these different types of retirements, and this one is just amazing to see friends and family here. Hometown, I'm from a small town up in northern Wisconsin, about 1,200 people, and this is just awesome to see you all showing up this event. So we've just got a few things to present here. I'm going to talk a little bit. We got a couple other people that are going to go through a couple other awards, and then we'll hand it over to Nate to talk to you. So come on up here. First couple of things that I got to hand over that we actually present to everybody that retires out of the recruiting retention battalion. Just a little timepiece, a little clock says appreciation of your years of dedication and commitment. Hopefully you can put it on a desk somewhere, not at work, and just remember us a little bit. So I got a few other things just to read a little bit. So the adjutant general for the state of Wisconsin is a 2-star general. Right now it happens to be an Air Force general, General Paul Matt, and he wrote a personal letter for his retirement, and it says, "Dear CW3 Weier, what an amazing journey you have recently completed. When you first took the oath to protect and defend this nation, you became part of the fabric of the flag of the United States of America. Through your years of service, you have become a flame in the torch that is the beacon of liberty for which the United States stands, that continues to burn because of the collective efforts of our defense establishment in which you have played such a significant role. From veteran to veteran, I would like to personally thank you for your unique and historic contributions to our state and nation. When General Colin Powell delivered a momentous speech in 1989 at Arlington National Cemetery, he said the following of our dedicated men and women. The nation owes a great debt to its veterans, whose service to the nation spans every decade, every year, every day of our country's existence. Through untold courage and sacrifice, America's veterans have secured the liberty which the Founding Fathers sought to establish here in the New World. Whenever and wherever the nation has called, in times of darkness and in danger, as well as in times of peace and prosperity, Americans' veterans have been there. Veterans have proudly carried the torch of liberty for all to see. Thank you for your service and sacrifices. Congratulations on a successful career. I wish you the best of luck as you open the next chapter of your life. I present you this flag, which is already in the shadow box, as a token of appreciation on behalf of the Wisconsin Army National Guard and a grateful nation. Sincerely, Paul E. Knapp, Major General, Wisconsin National Guard, the Adjutant General. So, nice to meet you. This one is signed by the Commander-in-Chief. Certificate of Appreciation for Service in the Armed Forces of the United States of America. Nathan W. Weier, I extend my personal gratitude and a sincere appreciation of a grateful nation to you for your patriotic service to our country. Your bravery and dedication in our armed forces helped protect your fellow Americans during a critical moment in our history and contributed to a world of greater security and growing prosperity. Your devotion to duty, honor, and country, in keeping with the long traditions of the finest military in the world, embody the American ideal of selfless service. Our nation owes you an incredible debt. Your commitment to and the example you set will inspire future generations to serve with pride and to keep our country secure. You represent the best of our nation, and I join our fellow Americans in saluting your honorable service. I wish you happiness and success in your next chapter. President Biden and Commander-in-Chief. So I've got a couple more that I'm not going to read through. This one is signed by General Cadave, who is the director of the Army National Guard. He's the 3-star out at DC that helps us keep all the states running. So I'll give you that one. This one is signed by Sergeant Major of the Army, Michael Grinston, the Chief of Staff of the Army, James McConville, and the Secretary of the Army, Christine Wormuth. Thank you for that one. This certificate of service and recognition of 23 years of service in the armed forces in the United States, including 23 years in the National Guard. Certificate of service. Chief of the National Guard Bureau. This one we pulled out, and it was from back signed by our previous Adjutant General, and it wishing his sincere appreciation for your sacrifice and selfless service. And this one is from Governor Evers, also in recognition of 23 years of faithful and dedicated service to the state of Wisconsin and nation. Now, this next one is a little more special and very unique, I'll tell you that. You all know Nate does a lot of volunteer work, and this is the first volunteer service award that I've been a part of or even witnessed. So just an outstanding guy outside of the military with things plugged into the community, helping those around him, always there to do whatever he can for the civilian service that he's attached himself to outside the military. This is the Meritorious Outstanding Volunteer Service for CW3 Nathan Weier. Distinguished himself through exceptional volunteer service in the Madison community through the Glacier's Edge Council Boy Scouts of America from 2010 to the present. Nate's leadership, initiative, and selfless service contributed greatly to the recruiting and retention battalion support of community youth programs. His actions are in keeping with the finest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself, the Recruiting and Retention Battalion, and the Wisconsin Army National Guard, and the United States Army. So, great recognition. Next one, if I could have Ann come up. So this is one of the other most gifts of appreciation that we hand out. I'm married, I got 3 kids, I've been in 25 years, and we all know that we don't join the military as a single person. We are in it with a family. My family knows this, my extended family knows this, and to have these certificates of appreciation it just pales in comparison to the amount of effort, sacrifice that the families, the spouses of all those that have served and continue to serve have given, right? But as a small token of appreciation, this is awarded to you in grateful recognition of patriotic service rendered to the Wisconsin National Guard, presented on the occasion of the retirement of your spouse from active service with the Wisconsin National Guard. Your unfailing support and understanding helped make possible your spouse's lasting contributions to the state of Wisconsin, signed by the Adjutant General of the state of Wisconsin, June of 2022. So, thank you very much. All right, I'm going to turn it over now.
Good evening, everybody. My name is David Cortez. Nate and I served together since I transferred to the Wisconsin National Guard in approximately 2004, I believe is when we met. And we served off and on, but in 2019, we were actually served together in Ukraine, along with Colonel Hansen. Thank you. But in any case, what I'm about to present is the Colonel Robert Manning Award. Just a little bit about the award. Colonel Manning was the 29th Chief of Adjutant General Corps, Commandant of the Adjutant General School, Chief of Army Bands, a President of the Adjutant General Corps, Regimental Association, National Executive Council. His leadership re-energized this medal and consequently is renamed the Colonel Robert L. Manning Achievement Medal. Nate is receiving this award because his achievement during his career in the Adjutant General Corps. So I wanted to present this award to him.
Is it going to go over my big head?
Oh,
the meeting, and we're pretty much running it, and we're throwing out suggestions, waiting for somebody to say, no, that's not what we're going to do. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I guess that's what we're going to do. So we worked with each other, kind of grew up together. if you don't know, a warrant officer spends many years, usually about 10 to 15 years, as a personnel sergeant, and then when you get skilled enough, you get to be selected as a warrant officer. I'm a personnel warrant officer, as Nate was, and there's only 8 of us, well, 7. Wilmington will make 6, so there's only 6 of us in the state of Wisconsin, so it's a select group. Thank you, Colonel. So on behalf of the CCWO, which is the Command Chief Warrant Officer, which is the top warrant officer in the state of Wisconsin, he had to go to Fort McCoy tonight, so he couldn't be here. He wanted me to present a coin, his coin, to Nate, and I think this kind of represents, he represents all warrant officers, and I think this does a good job of representing everything you've done. He's on the, we call it Tim's team, which is a process improvement team. You were an instructor, you did budget, you did human resources, and you were a lot of national committees and things like that. Just if you needed somebody to do something, Nate was there for that. And I'm sure you've seen that in his civilian life as well. So this is a coin from Chief Bittner. It's a real nice coin if you get a chance to take a look at it. And like I said, it kind of represents all the things you've done for the Warrant Officer Corps over your time. So thank you. I'll be a little more specific to the Warrant the AG, Adjutant General Corps. Just a little token from the 8 of us, just a little plaque to remember us. This is the Adjutant General shield, which represents the personnelists in the Army. And it's got his name, and I'm pretty sure, I checked the system, I think we got the times right there, and the rank, and the spelling, and everything. So congratulations, Nate, it's been really great work.
So again, normally we could be doing this in uniform, but as we typically do when we present an order, if you could all just rise as we publish the order.
All right. Go ahead. Attention to orders. The United States of America, to all who shall see these, presents greeting. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America, authorized by Executive Order 16 January 1969, has awarded the Meritorious Service Medal to Chief Warrant Officer 3 Nathan Weier, Recruiting and Retention Battalion. For exceptional meritorious service as a budget officer, CW3 Weier managed annual budgets over $6 million with execution rates above 99%. He transitioned to the Department of Army Mobilization Processing System and was crucial in developing plans after budget was cut by over 20%. His community involvement was second to none as a volunteer EMT, president of the American Legion, and leader of a local Boy Scout pack. CW3 Weier's performance reflects great credit upon himself, the Recruiting and Retention Battalion, the Wisconsin Army National Guard, and the United States Army. From 1 September 2020 to 30 June 2022, given in this 17th day of March 2022, signed Joni K. Matthews, Brigadier General, Wisconsin Army National Guard, Deputy Adjutant General for Army.
Because you know me. Okay. So I just wrote this so I didn't cry like a bitch. So I look back to 23 years ago when I first enlisted in the Wisconsin Army National Guard. I was 17 years old and a junior at Dodgeville High School. If I could tell that 17-year-old me what I was about to embark upon, I'd tell him that within 4 years of enlisting, he'd be deployed to the country of Iraq. 5 years after enlisting, he'd be a staff sergeant. He'd have a bachelor's and master's degree completed and all paid for by the Army. That he'd be commissioned to be an expert in his field as a warrant officer. I'd tell him there'd be good times ahead and some bad. I'd tell him that he'd get to be part of helping other soldiers become a warrant officer. And I'd tell him that he'd have the opportunity to deploy to Ukraine, work with many NATO countries, and advise soldiers that would eventually take on the Russian army and fight for their freedom. I'd tell that 17-year-old me that you're about to embark on an amazing adventure. So 2 fond memories that I will never forget about my time in the Army. Once while attending Warrant Officer Candidate School, we had this mock village of Iraq, Afghanistan at Fort Rucker. During our field training exercise, we're moving as a team going door to door, clearing buildings. And 4 or 5 of us would stack up on the door, someone would yell breach, and the last guy would come up, kick the door, and open it for the rest of the team. We get to the last house, and I'm now the breach guy. I'm waiting to hear someone yell breach, but instead I hear Weier on the door, thinking that we're telling me to kick the door in. I come up and kick the door in, however everyone is looking at me like I'm an idiot. I'm like, what's the matter? And he said, there's a wire on the door. The second we had the honor to teach at Warrant Officer Candidate School as the academics instructor, Mr. Madison, our commander, was telling me the great way to engage candidates is that if they were shy to answer questions, is to engage them in conversation, to throw a ball to them or something of the like. Well, I thought that was too boring, so instead I got a rubber chicken. I'll never forget the look on Mr. Madison's face as he walked on in the classroom, seeing a rubber chicken being thrown through the air. I want to thank everyone for attending tonight. I truly feel loved by everyone coming out and helping me celebrate this milestone in my life. I'd love to stand there and thank the numerous people that have worked over the years one by one, but we'd be here all night. And if it wasn't for the mentorship, guidance, and camaraderie of my fellow soldiers, I would never have made it to this point. To my parents, thank you for letting me enlist. I know it was not an easy decision to make, but you understood what it meant to me to serve my country. To my mother and father-in-law, thank you for helping Ann and I when we needed, and watching the kids when we're both must work a weekend. I was at drill or Ann had to work. I'm truly thankful for all that you do for us. To Mason and Nora, I know it wasn't easy having me gone on deployment and other days and nights away, but you two stayed strong and supported each other. I love you very much. To my wife Ann, who has the patience of a saint, having to always shift gears when the Army would change plans sure isn't easy. Being both roles mom and dad while I deployed was tough. Thank you for always being my rock. She said no more combat boots to trip over, which I replied, now she gets to trip over my Crocs. I love you, Ann. Thank you, everyone, for coming, and let's eat cake.